Good evening and welcome to Speaker Club's yet another fourth Friday meeting or the last Friday of this month. Because this month had a twist with the fourth Friday and the fourth Saturday being split across or split and having a split of almost 6 days, we decided to have this month's instead of the fourth Friday, we decided to have it on the third Friday of this month itself. Uh, the theme that we thought for this meeting was lines and lyrics. All my life, I've been amazed at the power of words. Sometimes a few simple words or a few lyrics have shared something deep and profound, and that few words stuck for a long, long time with me. Have you ever had those moments where something so complex or something that you cannot comprehend or you cannot put to words being simply put in a few lines or in a few words in a lyrics in a song that gave meaning, that gave words to everything that you were feeling at that point in time? Tonight, it's time to share those lines or lyrics that hit hard and left an indelible mark on you. Through this meeting, I will be sharing different lines or lyrics that I have come across through my life. Being a motivational speaker, this is something that I keep garnering with regard to the ideas and things that I would like to share in my speeches or in my talks as well. So I will be sharing after every speaker just a line, no gyan, just the line that I feel has touched me and left or stayed with me for a long time. So that's the theme for today. And the platform is yours for 3 minutes. Go ahead, express yourself, share the lines or the lyrics that have touched you. If you're comfortable in singing, more than happy to have a musical open mic today. And with that, let's get going with the open mic for this Speaker Club's open mic night. Who's coming up first? Poonam? Okay, the stage is yours. I will be having the timer for just a minute. Let me just open the timer. Okay, so I have the stopwatch. So please be mindful of the time. Go ahead with maximum of say 3 minutes, 30 seconds, not beyond that. With that, Poonam, the stage is all yours.
How many of you think health is wealth? And how many of you actually treat your body as a treasure trove? See, a few. We all know it's a valuable gift to us by God, but we take it as granted. It happens with each one of us. And consequently, because of that, we suffer. When I was in my mid 30s, I treated my body like anything, and I suffered because of that. Junk food, I couldn't live without that. Exercise, next day. And the next day, never came. It was taxing for me, you know, to control my taste bud. And procrastination for exercise has become my nature, my second nature. Until health issues popped up and seized me. Thyroid, back pain, acidity, and pressure, they became companion for me. And then I started cribbing, complaining, whining, and most of the time I found myself lounging here, there. And you know what really bugged me? When my children came and they say, Mama is sleeping, always. One day, my son came and asked me to explain the chapter of health. There I found like there one sentence, one paragraph was mentioned. It was written, in the sound body rest sound mind, and if you don't take out time for health, eventually you have to take out time for illness. If you don't exercise, not only add years to life but add life to years. Oh my god, I was taken aback. I thought now it's the time to take the reins of life in my hand. And thereafter, what? I started doing exercises invariably, started consuming, nutritious food, balanced diet, and cut down on my sugar, processed food, and what? See, I'm enjoying, I'm thriving. Now I dance most often, now I play most often with my children. It really boosted my confidence. It made me more focused. It elevated my creative power, and I'm enjoying. That's the power of reading good books. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Poonam. Wonderful thought. And thank you that you shared that moment where and what clicked and changed the narrative for you. Thank you for that wonderful share. I'll keep that in mind. If you don't take time for health, you'll have health take your life. Thank you. The exact wording is something, yeah, different. Okay. A similar thing which I read and something that has sticked with me is, if you don't sacrifice for what you want, if you don't sacrifice for what you want becomes the sacrifice. Think about it. And let's move to the next speaker. Who's coming up next? Uman or Sunil, you don't want to go next? The stage is yours. Sunil, over to you. Uh, unmute.
Unmute. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. 3
So,
minutes. The stage is yours.
thank you so much. We have 1 minute, right? The time starts now. So, yeah. So this is a very light-hearted line which I found. Essentially, I'm a big fan of cinema, and this is a line which I found in a movie which has become a trademark in Bollywood cinema called Diva. So Amitabh Bachchan, in one of his movie, in one of the scenes in the movie, he mentions that हम जहाँ खड़े होते हैं लाइन वहां से शुरू होती है. So I'm not dramatizing it because he has done enough of the kind of dramatization, and that line has been repeated ad infinitum across everywhere. But I use this line in certain context, and because when I was addressing news and media rooms, and I used to frequently have youngsters come up to be asked that how can we do this in a certain way. So I used to tell them that, "Hey, this is way you can do it." Then their question was that this looks different. I said, think of it this way, that if you start something and if it goes on really well, you're creating a line, you're creating a pathway for everyone to follow you. So that, in one sense, is the gene genetic code of the line, that line जहाँ से शुरू होती है, मैं जहाँ खड़ा हूँ line वहाँ से शुरू होती है. As in, if you start something, there's a huge possibility, and if it's really good, if it really works, there's a good possibility that large number of people follow you, or at least the people who want a kind of new way of doing things will follow you. And I have been utilizing that line summarily, very jocularly, nothing hard and fast, in several ways all across my career. And I also found within the context of cinema, I think I have 2 lines. There is also a power shift within the dialogue. In the movie, when Amitabh Bachchan says this dialogue, he's one among the people in the line. But then he's also still, he knows that he's trying to break into the gang kind of a thing. For him, that's a breaking into the gang kind of a line. He still observes hierarchy. He's fighting with the people in the line, but he's trying to make an entry into the larger thing. So if anybody wants to make an entry into the wider, wider landscape, wider power vacuum, this is a good line to master internally. Externally, of course, let's repeat the line because it's such a beautiful line penned in that movie called Diva. Just for context, I'll just repeat because the movie is Diva. It was released in 1975, I think, and starred Amitabh Bachchan and Shashi Kapoor. And this, of course, is a brother kind of a struggle movie. And it has been a classic, a typical Indian movie, I suppose. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Sunil. That's a wonderful line. It reminded me of a lot of my repeat cassettes that we used to have in our house non-stop. We used to see a lot of movies, one after another, with the cassette system that we had. Thank you for sharing that wonderful thing, and
Absolutely.
a beautiful takeaway as well, with regard to how you can start doing things. And when you succeed, it becomes a path for a lot of people. Thank you. Thank you, Sunil. Let's move to the next speaker. Uma ma'am.
Ask, and it will be given to you. Seek, and you will find. Knock, and the door will be opened. This is a quote from the Bible, Matthew 7:7. There was a woodcutter who was praying to Lord Shiva. He had lost his axe in the well, and he prayed to Shiva, "Oh Shiva, I have lost my axe. Can I get it back?" And then Shiva was very impressed by him, and he appeared before him with an axe made of platinum and with jewels studded with emerald and everything. And the woodcutter said, "No, Shiva, this is not my axe." And Shiva was really surprised. So he said, "Okay." And he went back and came with a golden axe this time. And then the woodcutter said, "No, Shiva, this is also not my axe." And Shiva was pleasantly surprised again. And he went back and came with a rustic old axe. And immediately the woodcutter said, "Yes, this is my axe." And Shiva was very happy with the sincerity of the woodcutter and blessed him. But here is a twist to the story. He did not stop with that. And after a few days, the woodcutter again pleaded to Shiva, "Oh Shiva, there is some bad news. I want your help." Shiva said, "Yes, what happened?" He said, "This time my wife has fallen into the well." Shiva said, "Oh." And he said, "Wait." And he went back. And Viola, he came back with Deepika Padukone. And he said, "Is this your wife?" And he said, No, this is not my wife." And then again, Shiva went and he came back, this time with Aishwarya Roy. "Is this your wife?" He said, "No." And Shiva was surprised this time too. And he went and he came back with his original wife, of the woodcutter's wife. And he said, "Is this your wife?" He said, "No." And Shiva was shocked. "What is this?" Then the woodcutter said, "Why did you refuse? This was your wife, no?" Then he said, "I was really wondering whether you will give back all the three wives like you gave back the three axes." So, friends, here is the question to you. How honest are we in life? Sometimes we are dishonest to ourselves. We have to ask, are we really honest? And if you are honest, definitely God will be for you. And if God is not for us, who can be for us? If God is not with us, who can be against us? And the second point I want to tell you is enthusiasm that you have towards anything. That is faith. So faith is equal to enthusiasm. So have that strong belief, and that will work wonders for you. And be honest to yourself, and you can create wonders. With that thought, I end my speech and leave you to ponder. Over to you.
Thank you, ma'am. You never cease to amaze me with regard to bringing in the googlies that you always bring in. Thank you for that wonderful twist, the story, and the narrative that you built. Great storytelling, and thank you for that wonderful message to end with about how each one of us need to be honest with ourselves first. Thank you. Let's move to the next speaker who's coming up. Meenakshi. Sneha is giving a heart symbol, so we'll be calling her very soon. Meenakshi, the stage
You
is
can
yours.
go with her first
No. स्नेहा ने बोला कि वो नहीं करेगी, इसलिए मैं बोल रहा हूँ. We'll get her on stage very soon. Meenakshi, the stage is yours.
Okay, great then. So first, my internet connection is very unstable. So I'm praying to the network gods that for the next 3 minutes, my video audio are fine. So the most powerful line I came across in a book was, don't let your fears make decisions for you. You should make your decisions. Your fears shouldn't make your decisions. This was something so important to me because I heard the book I read this in had a very beautiful story. I remember reading it when I was around 9 or 10 years old. It said, you see this beautiful garden, like all this fake grass and everything you find in the supermarket. You see all this fake grass, it never dies. It's always green. It looks beautiful. It's soft to touch. But the thing is, nothing grows there. Flowers don't grow there, seeds don't grow there, birds and animals don't come to live on it. It just exists as it is. That grass is your comfort zone. It looks beautiful, it's nice and comfortable to be in, but nothing grows there. If you're not growing, it means you're in your comfort zone. So that when I read that and the immediate quote after that, which said, "Don't let your fears make your decisions for you," it just hit me like a rock, honestly. And it's been 15 years since I read that book. I think it was a Winnie the Pooh book, actually, which I read in my childhood. After which I've read thousands of other books, but still that one Winnie the Pooh quote still resonates with me. And there are a lot of things I've done and decisions I've taken despite being very scared of it. For example, I'm holding the very first copy of my book in my hands, which released it's going to release March 1st week. I wouldn't have written this if my fear had made my decision for me. And tomorrow I'm about to attend a Toastmasters event, and my fear is saying me, don't go. You have to go there alone. I don't want to go, but I'm still going to go, because if I had to take the decision, I would go. So the message I would leave with all of you is, if something is preventing you and you notice some resistance in your life, just ask yourself, is this me or my fear talking? If I didn't have fear, look at some persona who is really brave, who is from Amitabh Bachchan from Diwar. What would he do in this situation? Would he say no and leave it, or would he go ahead? If the answer is yes, then do it. If the answer is still no, then it's probably your right sense of judgment, so don't do it. But don't let your fears make your decisions for you. Thank you, and back to Rahul, sir.
Thank you, Meenakshi. I think wonderful. Don't let your fear make your decisions. I'm reminded of this similar line of the comfort zone and the point about how we should not let fear drive our lives. It says, ships are the safest at the harbor. Ships are the safest at the harbor, but that's not what they're built for. We could feel the comfort zone and stay there in the zone while you were meant for much bigger things, and that's what you need to do. Thank you, Meenakshi. With that, let's move to the next speaker. And by the way, congratulations, Meenakshi, for the book. Looking forward to it in the libraries, or what do you say, these stalls somewhere very soon. Yes,
Thank you so much.
Naresh, you're there?
Yes, Rahul. I
Yes,
think I'm
Naresh.
audible.
Yes,
I
you're
think,
audible.
yeah.
The
So
stage is yours.
oh, thank you. Hi, I'm Naresh. I've been to, Rahul interactive sessions before. There were a few things that still stuck in my mind when Rahul was talking about techniques, how the speaker tried to influence the audience and make an impact when they're speaking, especially talking about the research made on 100,000 people or 20,000 people. Then and he had a very great humor saying that what that has to do with Hyderabad. We are in Hyderabad, right? So I just wanted to start off like that, but it's like we have too much data right now, and what I would say is we have to always look up at our age. We'll be aging. We are in 20s, we are in 30s, we are in 40s. We'll be aging with time, and we have to. This lyrics from Jordan Sparks, a pop singer. She says that take one step at a time. There's no need to rush. It's like it's like learning to fly or falling in love. So that is a very great lyrics. I feel it's like when you come to mid 30s or 40s or 50s, we have to take an account of, because there's a need to meditate and we see all these tools and data. But what fascinates me is that, like one thing, like Uma said, we have to be honest with ourselves. At 20s, we are very desperate about our job. Going too late, we might have a feeling, a rush feeling that we might be fired by our boss. And when you come into 30s, you want to be perfect family member, right, to your spouse and children and all that. So I don't want to say they are societal expectations, or I would just call it your responsibility. But no matter how you be in the society, you'll always be judged. If you try to uplift somebody where there's a real need, they'll take you for granted. And if you just leave them like they are, then you will have a guilt running in you. You are able to help, but you cannot help. So there is that balance from your stepping stones to really see whether you can jump in or whether you withdraw from that. But what I would say is everlasting thing that would stay with us and surround when we leave the earth is that have that charisma, smile, in you, where you spread that positive vibe, like somebody walking in the room, like they feel like talking to you, or like you don't want to be somebody who you walk in and say, hey, this guy has come now, or we'll be having a really rough time. They'll feel bad talking to you. So don't be that person. Become somebody. To do that, we have to channelize our energies, whether you say meditate, reading a book, or learning from a mentor. They're all different things, but try to calm down in life. It is okay, because once you reach a milestone, there are several milestones in life. You don't need to achieve all those, right? Because it was easy for our previous generations to achieve them. But right now, with the more technology, it has become more harder to even reach the immediate milestone. So be content with where you are, and like I said, you will be judgmental either way, even with your loved ones, near and dear ones too. But make sure that they're okay. Become somebody where they feel, know your patterns, and don't restrain anything. Be the easy person you can. Talk when it is needed, and try to be very honest with yourself, and have that enthusiasm. Like Uma said, it's a great thing, because it is inversely proportional to your age. So you should always be having that lot of energy, because there's like the world is so big. So there are many places you can explore, there are many people you can talk to. So become somebody nicer, on earth, and have that radiance to people surrounding you, and do something the best out of what you can. Yeah, I think that's all I want to conclude. Like, all I want to say is, as an individual, we have to be happy, really happy, and do what all it takes to be happy first, because you cannot pour from an empty cup. So be that. And thank you, Rahul, for the opportunity. Thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you, Naresh. I think that was a wonderful share. Two lines that I take from your speech: take one step at a time, and you cannot pour from an empty cup. Thank you. These are lines which go deep and have a far wider connotation with every facet of your life and the way you can lead them. Thank you for these wonderful lines. Um, Here, I would just like to add one philosophy that has always kept me grounded with how I can lead my life with all the things that are happening. So you mentioned about the pressure, the peer pressure, the situations, and so many things in different phases of our life. Um, the thing that has always kept me grounded about what we can do and how we can do things, aligning to that, is death. We often forget that we are mortal souls.
True.
And at the end of it, what are we going to leave behind is what you need to keep in mind. Will it matter? Maybe once you're gone or not. So the line that I wanted to share, which has stuck with me with regard to this philosophy, is it's a line by Buddha, which says, the trouble is you think you have time. The trouble is you think you have time. Thank you, everyone. Let's move to the next speaker. Hi,
That's
Sid.
great. Thank
Thank you for joining in, Sid. Do you want to go next? Sid?
Yeah, I don't mind.
I
Hi,
think
hi,
because
hi.
you might be
Good,
traveling
good
very soon.
evening,
So,
guys.
good morning, good
Yeah,
evening. So,
thanks a
for you,
lot
good
for
morning.
inviting.
Thank you, Sid, for
Yeah.
joining. If you are okay, you can go ahead with the next person as the speaker.
Yeah, sure. So, hi
Okay.
everyone.
Stage is yours.
It was great joining again. So, yes, something that struck my mind and really helped to changing my life or alter my life. So, yeah, there is this one rap song that was basically on the situation between Sudama and Krishna. So it was, the lyrics were so beautifully altered that it was not just that section of story, but it also gives you one of the most valuable lessons in life. So the lyrics are such that uh, ये देख अचंभित ये कैसी माया है, एक निर्धन ब्राह्मण को मिलने त्रिलोकपति स्वयं आए हैं, नंगे पाँव ही भागे कृष्णा हालत कर दी पागल जैसी, सुदामा को लगाया अपने सीने से और गिरते जाए आंखों से मोती. Right? I'm sorry. I mean, I'm not a singer, so lyrics exact. I don't really remember them, but the crux. I'm just maintaining the grammar of Hindi and just telling you the crux. So then it continues that uh, सुदामा को अपने सिंहासन पे बिठाया और उनके पैरों को अपने आंसुओं से धोए हैं. और जब ये सब कुछ हो रहा था, then he basically noticed there is a pouch in his hand. सुदामा से छीन पोटली बोले कि इस भेंट का तुलना कर न सका कोई भेंट समस्त ब्रह्मांड की, which means this gift that you have bought for me, it cannot be equal to anything. It cannot be equal to the whole universe itself. So they were basically puffed rice. So the line comes that छप्पन भोग खाने वाला राजा सूखे चावल कैसे खाए. So when a king basically who has most tasty food, how can he eat this plain rice? But still, Krishna takes it and has a bite of it. So जैसे ही कृष्णा पहला मुट्ठी स्वीकार किए, धरती लोग का सारा वैभव सखा सुदामा के नाम किए. दूसरे मुट्ठी खाने चले और स्वर like it says like स्वर्ग प्रदान किए सुदामा को in the second thing that they had it. तीसरा मुट्ठी खाने चले तब माता लक्ष्मी ने उन्हें थाम लिए. अरे थम जाओ भगवान, नहीं तो वैकुंठ धाम भी खो दोगे. ये कैसा दानी, मतलब हाउ ग्रेशियस यू हैव टू बी दैट यू हैव टू गिव अवे योर चेयर, योर सिंहासन इटसेल्फ. देन कृष्णा सेज, आज मत रोकिएगा, उसने अपना सब कुछ मेरे नाम किया है तो मैं मेरा सब कुछ उसके नाम कर दूंगा. So this was the beautiful thing that struck my head, that it's not about God and devotee over here. Of course, friendship is there. Like that is the universal law of friendship that the story has given. But something that was hidden meaning in this is when you want to gain something big, it's not necessary you do much hard work. It's not necessary that you know, like spend hours together. Just dedicate yourself to it. Once you dedicate yourself to it, that how much of a big thing it is, it would come to you. Yeah. So this story is not because it doesn't really show any religion or something over here. If you consider like two friends coming in, even if you see the first half of the story, like not giving away swarg, that all comes under religion. But if you see the first half of the story where he didn't even wear chappal, he just ran to Sudama and came in just because he knows that Sudama is completely dedicated towards him, right? So that's the hidden thing. Yeah, I mean, you guys might think that every time I bring up this Krishna's topic, I'm a member of ISKCON, unfortunately. So I get up these topics every time, right? Because over there, you find some most important life lessons, not because of religion or something. It's more like, philosophy or something. So when I share these things to my friends or something, no, sometimes, youngsters, so we have that blood rush. We do not really enjoy these religious stories and all. So my friends basically sometimes they're like, "Arey yaar, we are not enjoying it. You also should not say these things in your age." Then comes the second line that motivated me a lot. There was a story of two frogs. Both of them were climbing a hill. One successfully climbed it, the other was not. Uh, Keeping the fact that each and every frog that is below were saying that you guys cannot go up, you guys cannot go up, so just come down, you will die and all. But still, one frog was successful and one more failed the task. Why? Because the frog that was successful was deaf. So because he didn't listen to all that negativity going on at the bottom, he was in a fix that people are basically encouraging him. So he just came up. I followed the same thing. I become deaf when people encourage it. So yeah, that's my time, guys. Thank you. Sorry for my throat. Okay, it is so cold here. My voice is like done.
No problem. Thank you. Thank you, Sid. Thank you for joining every time. And I know it's early morning there and you're back to your work shift beginning the day, and still you make it an effort to join us here. And it's always amazing to listen to the different kinds of stories you think. You said something that, sorry about if about ISKCON or something. So it's okay. The point is, don't be sorry for it. We are here.
No, I didn't say sorry. I just said that
No,
unfortunately
I
I
get
just
that.
heard
I get that.
these
So it's
stories.
okay.
So that's
It's okay. The entire idea of our platform is to bring in that flair, bring in that flavor of different perspectives and different ideas from different walks of life. I also personally have had the situations that, as a motivational speaker, the ideas and the stories and insights that I get, I have these situations where I can't share with anyone because they are not in that same vibe. And possibly that's the reason I created Speak Up Club, because this is a place where anyone from any walk of life can share a perspective, share a thought, and leave it open to the world. And that's what we want this platform to be. Thank you that you always keep coming back and sharing these wonderful stories. It doesn't have to be constraining. Even if it is about religion, also, it's okay. The point is, until something is not demeaning someone else, it's always a learning. Like Uma began her thing with the quote from Bible. That's okay. So it's okay if something is adding value to us, irrespective of where it comes from. That's where we take it. Thank you, Sid, for that wonderful thing, wonderful thought. Who's coming up next? Vandana, Pavan, Sri Krishna, are you in your office now? Pooja, would you like to share something? And Sneha, you are there now. Momentum आ गया है. Anything. Hi Chitra, hi Kartikeya. Thank you for joining us. The stage is open.
Yeah, Rahul, I
Pawan,
would like to go, Pawan. I have some
please,
bandwidth challenge.
open your video. If it is there, we can switch it off. Is that okay?
I'll
Yeah,
try.
you're visible. If in case we have some bandwidth challenge, I'll let you know to switch off the video. Is that okay?
Yes, yes, sure.
Thank you. The stage is yours.
Yes. So most of us watch films for entertainment, but I am kind of person like who watch every movie. So once upon a time, I used to watch around 50 movies per year. People told, okay, Pawan, you are doing too much. The thing is like over a period of time, I reduce the movies, but in general, I try to catch things which are helpful for me in those movies. Sometimes movie may be a flop because director was not able to convey the message. But there is some hidden message in that film, which maybe someone who is watching that carefully can catch. So I carefully watch movies and several movies, especially belonging to Chiranjeevi, is one of I'm one of fan of him. So he played a character of common man in many movies, like a rickshawala or a daily labor or someone who struggles and achieves something, a football player, and someone who is trying to eradicate corruption in the society, or he conveys a message that you have to help others. So why I'm saying this is indirectly through these movies, people are trying to convey some message, right? So one message that got connected with me was when I was struggling, really struggling, and I was trying to find out how can I come out. One film that I can remember even today is a film called Na Autograph Sweet Memories. So it is not so popular movie, but one movie song is very popular. Why I connected with that movie was during that time, whatever I do, it was not going well. There is a song in that movie which says, మౌనంగానే ఎదగమని మొక్క నీకు చెబుతుంది ఎదిగే కొద్దీ ఒదగమని అర్ధమందులో ఉంది. And one lyric in that says that, okay, దూరం ఎంతో ఉందని బాధపడకు నేస్తమా బాధ వెంట నవ్వుల పంట ఉంటుందిగా. It hit me a lot. The reason is, if someone is trying to get instant result, and if you are really struggling and do some effort, you put lot of thoughts in whether I'll be successful or whether it will give me a result or not, worrying on that. The process is that if you think about something, it gets amplified, especially the worrying things. So in those days, I was worrying about things that are not working for me. So after this, I changed my perspective of how I see the things around. And you don't get a result instantly and you have to wait. It kept reminding me that, okay, you have to keep waiting for getting a result. As I said, like movies provide lot of meanings. If you can connect with your life, it will be more valuable. Keep watching movies which provide you a lot of information, whether they are hit or flop. uh, because thing is, entertainment is something that you can relate. Ultimately, you gain entertainment while watching the movie, or you gain entertainment after you come out of the movie and apply those skills that you learned in your life and be successful. Over to you, Rahul.
Thank you, Pawan. I was beaming with a smile all through while you were sharing what you were saying, because I'm personally a movie buff, and many people are surprised when I say I'm not an avid book reader. I maybe, as a book per se, I may not be reading not more than 3 or 4 books a year. That's how bad I am. And yet, I've always I'm more of a visual person, and more of skimming of what happens. And I've always found a lot of inspiration from movies and the music and the messages that people have to share. Like you, I also have this habit of uh, probably even today, might be off late, might not be post COVID, not that much of a movie theater buff, but yes, still I could be watching anywhere close to 90 to 100 movies a year. That's what I can tell. And I'm also fascinated with the lyrics and the words and the message of how something is put across. Because you shared something in Telugu, there are two songs, one in Hindi and one in Telugu, which have kind of guided me with regard to how I wish to lead or how should we look at life and what its purpose should be. I think this is something that Naresh also will resonate for the message that he delivered with regard to how is it that people feel when you're coming into a room. And I'll share the lyrics of both the songs for people who don't understand Telugu. I'm sorry, but it is similar to the Hindi song which I'm going to also share. So I'll just be sharing 3-4 lines. I'm not a singer. Luckily, we don't have any bhavna in the crowd because every time I sing, I tell them, please feel my bhavna. And it's a feeling that I want to share, not the bhavna that will be there in the crowd. So the first song is in Telugu, which is a song. I don't remember the movie, but it's a song by Venkatesh picturized on Venkatesh Hero. The lyrics of the song goes like this. పాడనా తీయగా కమ్మని ఒక పాట పాటగా బ్రతకనా మీ అందరిలోనా. So the meaning is the words that I say, the message that I have is something that lives through in the lives of the people that I'm around. And a similar message of a very old song. I'm not sure how many of you all will remember this song. It's in Hindi. And again, it resonates with the same message. The song is एक दिन बिक जाएगा माटी के मोल जग में रह जाएंगे प्यारे तेरे बोल. Same message with the idea that at the end we all turn into mud, into ash, and are lost. What remains is the words that you have spoken and how you have touched the lives of the people around you. Thank you, Pawan, for triggering that idea from my end. Who's coming up next? Vandana, Pooja, Sri Krishna, are you there now?
Yes, sir. One.
Okay.
Yeah, is my video clear?
Yes, it's pretty clear and your audio is also clear. The stage is yours.
Yeah. உன்னை பற்றி யாரு அடி என்ன சொன்னால் என்ன இந்த காதில் வாங்கினதை அந்த காதில் தள்ளு. So it means whoever says whatever to you, look, you get constructive and bad feedback at times, but whatever unnecessary feedback you get, listen from this year, leave it in this year. This has been my mantra from probably 10 years or more than 10 years, I will say. So the reason why I am saying it is I have got a lot of bad and good criticisms. So first, dealing with bad criticism is one is why can't you go and do prepare for government exams. So why I say it looks kind of a good criticism in this context, but for me the thing is I tried actually. I tried preparing for those exams, but what happened was eventually when I was solving those sums and all, I felt, oh, it was going out of the head for me. And I am that kind of person. If I like the work, I will do how much ever of that work I want. But if I don't like it, I won't even touch it. So I am that kind of a person. So because of it, I just simply did a social distancing. And the unfortunate thing, what I am having, I face it even today. I am working in an MNC, but even recently when I went to Chennai 2 months ago, my relatives again started with this. No, you can do a government job thing. No, right now I actually wanted to back answer, but I felt like, okay, let us follow this song for a moment, and I was like silent. Chalo, chhod do bol ke. So this was one of the instance where I felt that this feedback didn't help me. And another instance is while taking commerce in particular. So in intermediate time, everyone was suggesting me commerce. That's a good thing, but in Hyderabad, you have two streams in intermediate: mathematics, economics, commerce, and civics, economics, commerce. So if maths and social, I relatively like social more than maths. So I told that, okay, let us go with civics, economics, commerce instead of maths. And moreover, I'm not that great at maths as well. And again, some of the relatives start, no, we can take maths. No, I said, no. At 10th class, I read maths. That is more than enough. I am happy with civics, and that really helped me. I feel that that was the best thing. I ignored it because when I learned civics, trust me, though I am a big commerce guy, after commerce, something I like, it is political science. So civics or political science, that is something which I like more. So this has something, I would say, has been the mantra of my life. What is your mantra? Thank you.
Thank you, Sri Krishna. Wonderful. You began with a song that was intriguing and the wonderful philosophy, and not just the lines, but you also shared how your life is impacted and how you have led your life with that few words that mean so much to you. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Let's go with the next speaker. Pooja, are you there?
Yes.
Pooja, if it's possible, video. Yes, the stage is
I'm
yours,
listening.
Pooja.
So this lyric has been my favorite for the past 5 years. So this lyric is from a song called Exile, which was sung by Taylor Swift. I think I've seen this film before and I didn't like the ending. At first, when I listened to the song, it absolutely baffled me on the fact that someone actually thought about this hopeless and helpless feeling and turned it into a lyric something like this. And I really adore Taylor Swift for that because I might be like praising, but she's an amazing song lyricist and I love her so much. But coming back to this lyric, I can totally relate to it at sometimes. This song was meant to be a breakup song, but I don't relate this with that. I relate this with everything I see. Because sometimes, even in friendships or anywhere, you know it's going to end or it's going to get over, but you don't know what to do or you simply cannot do anything in that situation. But that helpless thought is still there and it's haunting you, and you have absolutely no idea what to do. But in a comedic sense, I think about this lyric when I failed an experiment in microbiology lab. I'm a college student. I'm studying biotechnology, so I often handle these microbes and everything. Because of a teeny tiny air particle, my whole experiment gets ruined. Sometimes I feel like, okay, this is the 12th time I am doing this. I cannot do this anymore. And I remember this lyric. I know it's going wrong, but the small, tiny air particle just ruined it for me. But I can't do anything for it. And another lyric, which I'm kind of getting used to, is this is also from a song, which song? It's called People Watching, and it's written by Conan Gray. And the highlight of that song is now I'm only people watching. But now I'm only people watching. Wow, that seems like a great idea because it's suggesting that before you speak about anything, observe. Observe what you're doing, observe what they are doing, observe your surroundings, and then do what you do. And it also goes with my previous lyrics because if I would have observed or pushed that one person who came near and spoke to me, I would have gotten the experiments correct. Yeah, that another lyric I really liked on that same song, People Watching, was cut people out like tags on my clothing. I was like, cut people out like tags on my clothing. Seems very harsh. But as I'm going through college, I think it might be the better idea. Because some people are just too much daunting. They just ruin it for everyone. But who am I to blame? Let that happen. I should just cut them off. So I could like safeguard my brain and things because it's already declining because of all the academic stuff very new to me, and I should keep it safe. So it's better to cut off those toxic people, right? Yeah, these are a few of the lyrics that really stuck with me because I get reminded of it like at least twice or thrice a day. It's like going over my head like exile, okay, people watching, okay, it's going on my head like that. So there are so many swoon-worthy, like very feeling passion lyrics like this. But this stuck with me because I like the story it tells, and I like how those lyrics give you an opinion to ponder about it. What could be the meaning? Could I take it for this? Could I take it for that? So I love endings like those. And with that,
Interesting.
I'm telling, what lyric made you ponder so much? I would like to know. Over to you, host.
Thank you. Thank you, Pooja. Wonderful. Two songs and beautiful lyrics. How many of you all have felt that in the good times, you hum the songs, and in deep times is when you actually listen to the lyrics? Interesting. How many of you all have, for the ones who are a bit old age, you would have dedicated the song Kabhi Kabhi Mere Dil Mein Ek Khayal Aata Hai for your loved ones? I used to hum that song a lot. But only after marriage, when I dedicated that song, I got to understand the lyrics. It says Kabhi Kabhi. So understand it's Kabhi Kabhi. And that's how what it means. So keep that in mind while you share it. Thank you. Thank you, Pooja, for that wonderful take on lyrics and how every lyrics has the ability to take us all in our own worlds, create our own narrative, and stay with us for a long, long time. Thank you, Pooja. Let's move to the next speaker. Deepu, you'd like to share something?
Yeah, sure, sir.
Okay,
Um,
you have 3 minutes. The stage is yours.
so I usually when I'm in a certain mood, a certain song comes to my mind. It's like automatic. Like when I've suddenly inspired myself or someone around me, like brought myself or them out of a stuck position which I perceive, then suddenly I feel very great and I think अभी मुझ में कहीं बाकी थोड़ी सी जिंदगी है. So like that. And sometimes I'm a very morose personality. Like people look at me and they're like, "We have no expression, or you're so sad always. Like you don't smile much." And I think about it, and I think of the song, "राही मनवा दुख की चिंता क्यों सताती है, दुख तो अपना साथी है." I always feel that. Like today, nowadays, is a very positivity pressure, and I feel कि we are not true to our emotions always. So I right now I'm feeling scared to say that because I'm like somebody will say कि क्यों दुख को याद करती है, forget it. And other times like not now but before, I'm 48 now, but when my husband used to go to work and I was at home, then I would hum this song when I missed him. I would say कि अभी न जाओ छोड़कर. I would actually sing that song. I would take a karaoke and I would sing it and express it out. And at other times, like which other songs? Yeah, this one is very special. Like I'm very sensitive to people's remarks. When I do something that's very natural and makes me happy, and I'm not worried about the performance or aspect of it. I don't look at the 500 people who have given a like, and I look at this one negative comment and I'm like, immediately delete, delete, delete. I don't want it to enter my mind. And I'm like, um, कुछ तो लोग कहेंगे, लोगों का काम है कहना. So this one also is my favorite, but it never enters me somehow. I sing it, but I never learn that कि कुछ तो लोग कहेंगे ही. This is how the world is, because there'll always be one kind of people who like what you do and the other kind who believe in perfection, who believe in mastering the art, who believing in studying in detail, having all the knowledge before putting yourself in the front. So yeah, so I'm a natural, so I'll always make mistakes, so I need to get used to this pointing out. That's all from me, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Deepukaran. I think that was wonderful. A mix of different flavors of moods and different songs that can sink in with you. So next time I'll have to see when we
Yeah,
meet.
abhi nahi aata, sir. Now I'm more into dance. Like
Nice.
any mood I get, now I get angry, I do a tandav. I get happy, I do a free dance, freelance
Are
dance.
people around you while you do that?
Not usually.
Okay, then that should
If
be
I'm
okay.
wearing a lot of ghungroo, my daughter will come out of the room and say, "Mommy, you sound so Happy today, such a happy atmosphere at home. Gungurus and all, jewelry, you look so beautiful.
Interesting, interesting.
Yeah.
Thank you, Deepakaran. That was wonderful. Hi, Kartikeya. Would like to go next?
Yes, sir. Hi, sir.
The stage is yours.
Yeah, thank you for having me, sir. And whenever I see you, I get that a lot of positivity. Yeah, and I want to talk about a quote which says, "Be yourself because everyone is taken," by Oscar Wilde. So, which it says is, in today's world where we live, we always bombarded by, what others might think of ourselves. So we always make a decisions, so which affects us, but we think of others. So it's like we seek a validation from others. So which makes a loss. I mean, how can I say? How can I put it, sir? So when we seek validate from others, we lose our true self. So which is a bad thing. And so from whom we need to validate? So we need to validate from God. So where is God, sir? It is inside us. I mean, we all want to see where is God, but the simple fact is that He is inside us. So what is God means? It's a simple thing. When you want to do a bad thing, in our brain there's a voice says, "Don't do it." So that is God. Because if we can't distinguish between what is good or bad, we mercilessly kill all in our surroundings. So so when you can truly be yourself and don't care about what others thinks, you can make a colorful world and make a better society, sir. So there's a quote by Swami Vivekananda which says, "If we don't talk to yourself in a day, you would miss a beautiful person." So that's it, sir. That's it. I want to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Kartikeya. I think that was two beautiful messages that you shared. One about embracing yourself, and the second one is about loving yourself or interacting with yourself. Thank you. Um, with the idea that you mentioned, I'm reminded of a quote of by Jim Carrey, and it's a beautiful line which hits hard at the point of how we all see the definition of success from the worldly side and forgetting about what we feel when we are talking about success. The quote reads, "I think everybody should get rich and famous and do everything they ever dreamt of, so they can see that it's not the answer." We are constantly seeking validation from what the world will see in us when we do things. And it's a beautiful way that if you are at calm and at peace with who you are and what you're doing, like Karthika mentioned, doing what you can do the best and loving for who you are. And again, I think equally the message that Deepukaran shared, embracing who you are and accepting your emotions in totality with all the flaws is something that will help you becoming truly successful. That's the beauty of loving yourself, knowing yourself, and still loving yourself. Thank you, Kartikeya, for that wonderful message. Who's left? Vandana Bagaria, are you there?
Good evening, everyone. And then, for the first time, I'm joining. The next
No
time,
problem.
I will
So, okay, if you're
deliver
joining
my
late, just a
speech.
brief. There's a platform where we talk. We talk stories, we talk experiences, we talk what we want to share, and we all have all ears for you and the message that you want to share. Would you like to share
Thank you
something?
so Yes, thank you so much. It's all my gratitude goes to Toastmaster Uma Natraj, who shared me this link and who invited me to join this meeting, this session. So I will be there from now every week. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Uma, and I believe I will learn a lot in this session. Till now, whatever I heard, it was really, really an inspirational and learning session. Thank you so much, to Rahul Jain. Over to you.
Thank you, Vandana. I think, yeah, we could have added a bit of a perspective from you too, if you would like to share. Otherwise, we have these open mics every month on the fourth Fridays. This time, because of the split in the fourth Friday and the Saturday, we decided to do it on the third Friday itself. So with that, who are we left with? Sneha is the only one that we are left with. Ajo. Sneha, are you there?
Me, please. Yeah, I am here, but it was
Okay.
wonderful listening to everybody. Yeah, please skip me today.
Okay, no problem. I understand.
Thank you for
I respect
coming
I respect your
invitation.
choice, and it's always there. I remember the lines of what Sneha mentioned a few months ago when she visited the offline in person. She always loves to be the audience because everybody wants to speak, nobody wants to listen. And she's that person that embraces that I want to listen to stories. I just want to soak in whatever people want to share. And that's how you have been always a true supporter, good friend, and the way you have always been there providing a listening ear. Don't have an audience. I have you. That's what I know. Thank you, Sneha. Okay, Vandana, yes, I will respond to you. What I'll be doing now is, as we come to the close of this session, I'll share two things before I close, and then I have an important announcement too, which I'll be sharing. A few lines that I think you could have read somewhere already, but these are the lines that are there in my phone screen. And these are lines that I love to read every day because in the world, there's a very high likelihood of how we waver and allow the world and life to get over us. And something that kind of deviates us from the intentions and the way we do things. And these are lines by Mother Teresa, and it's a poem which is beautifully written as "Do It Anyway." So I'll just be reading that lines, and I want each one of you all to soak in and think of what you do while you do things and how you waver from what you intend to. So these are beautiful lines. I'll be sharing those things, and then we'll come to the close of this session. The lines read: People are often unreasonable, illogical, and self-centered. Forgive them anyways. If you're kind, people may accuse you of selfish ulterior motives. Be kind anyways. If you're successful, you will win some false friends and true enemies. Succeed anyways. If you're honest and frank, people may cheat you. Be honest and frank anyways. What you spend years building, somebody could destroy overnight. Build anyway. If you find serenity and happiness, there may be jealousy. Be happy anyway. The good you do today, people will forget tomorrow. Do good anyway. Give the world the best you have, and it may never be enough. Give the world the best you have got anyway. You see, in the final analysis, it is between you and God. It was never between you and them anyway. Do it anyway. These are lines that I've found solace in these lines because I always find that how is the world responding? What is happening? What is the world thinking? And keep doubting and questioning what I'm doing and how will the world receive it. These lines realign me to why I do what I do. And that's what matters. Do what you want to do and be clear with why you want to do. And let those be the guiding force behind whatever you're doing, and that's all that matters. Because this line, particularly this line, do good, the good you do today, people will forget tomorrow. Do good anyway is something that has stuck deep within me because my entire life I've always focused on the service element without a motive behind what I am looking or what I'm going to get out of it. And that's where this stuck with me, that it'll all come around. At the end, it's between you and the God, not about anyone at all. So these are lines that are close to me and something that I wanted to share with you all. I hope if you are interested, just Google "Do It Anyway" poem and you'll find this. And I read this every day to just keep me grounded and keep me aligned to what I believe in and what I'm doing. With that, we come to an end for today's meeting. I hope each one of you all had a great experience listening to some fascinating aha moments and lines and lyrics that have moved people. And probably they've given you some trigger to move your own life. I hope each one of you all had a great experience sharing your stories, listening to the stories that everyone had to share. Because with this, you are not just sharing your story, you are becoming a part of someone's story. And that's what matters at the end of how you will be remembered with everything that you do, everything that you speak. Again, opening the invite for all the people who are in Hyderabad, please join us and in Hyderabad, we have an open mic of the same theme with an extended session of a workshop on conversations to connections, which is a small workshop. Like you have seen the energy in the Zoom room, in the Zoom meeting, you would have seen that with just one person speaking in an energy that you're feeling, the vibe that you're getting. Imagine a room full of people. We have already got 35 registrations, and that's how these people are going to be there in that offline in-person meeting where they're going to be sharing the stage and sharing their stories and their experiences. So imagine the positivity and the energy that you'll be left with in that meeting. So if you're in Hyderabad, do join us. Looking forward to seeing you all there. For the update, I'm sharing a link in this Zoom chat going forward, because there's been a lot of messages from my end. There's a multiple posts because I'm also a content creator. The content that I share, I don't want to spam people. And so what I've started to do is I've created a WhatsApp channel. If you open the link, which is there in the chat right now, you'll see a WhatsApp Living Life WhatsApp channel, which you can follow and hit on the notifications button. So anytime I share a message, it will be there in your status tab. If and when you want to see it, you can always see it, so that it's not in a group post which is being spammed with multiple messages. The people also always have an option of leaving or exiting the group, but this is a way I've started to use WhatsApp and sharing the messages and the ideas and the content that I create and sharing all those updates through a WhatsApp channel rather than just a WhatsApp message. So in case you are there on WhatsApp and you're using it, do follow this channel for the updates from my end with regard to the different content creation that I do, the public speaking content that I share, or life skills content that I share, or any updates. I'm going to share the updates on this channel going forward. Yeah, there will be a bit of more time until when I'll be sharing it on the WhatsApp group. Until then, post that, it will be on this WhatsApp channel that I'll be sharing all my content, so that it's all streamlined and I don't want to have to broadcast or share it with people who may not be that excited. Like someone just said that okay, we had Sid who was sharing that they are not in the same wavelength or the same excitement that about the content. So I don't want to spam people just because they are my friends. They can always come back to the channel and stay connected for uplifting themselves with the content that we share. So that's the thing from my end. I think I hope each one of you all had a great experience. What I'll be doing is are all of you on the Speak Up Club WhatsApp group? If not, I'm just going to share a link over here for the Speak Up Club WhatsApp group. That's going to be the group in which we share all the updates related to the Speak Up Club group. If you're not, please join that. And I'm just sharing the link of that group over here. Just give me a second. Okay, this is the Speak Up Club WhatsApp group in which we share all the updates of our programs or events or the initiatives that we are doing. So please join that group and stay there. And if you're in Hyderabad, looking forward to seeing you all this Saturday. Also, one other update, we have started with the Speak Up Mastery program, which is a public speaking development program, which is going to begin from the 1st of March, Saturdays, 9 a.m. So if you're interested about that, you can always get in touch with me. The admin in this group is me. So you can reach out to me if you're interested about more information about that program and if you'd like to work on your public speaking skills. With that, it's signing off for yet another